Hello, welcome to Game Over Gerkinman. This is Gerkinman and this is a Simpsons game. I'm here with two guests this week. Would you kindly introduce yourselves?
Scott Mortar, and yeah, I played Simpsons sometimes watched it. I don't know when I'm not playing it.
Good.
Sorry, I was really disoriented by...
I was seeing
anyway.
Springfield in 3D.
No, but I can understand Ned walking down the street, but not the
Oh, the
Italian guy. Yeah, that was
that guy's
really
name?
bizarre. Anyway, it's Jess over in the mirror, and I'm here for more Simpsons, because Simpsons is great.
Was great.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Wow, does Homer really live this close to most?
Yeah, I don't know. He must.
Yep.
They live really close to the church too.
Yeah. Mind, like I should
I like the
have a
fact.
feel for Springfield because I did play virtual Springfield, but I don't know how canon that was, you know?
Yeah.
I
I do
don't
like
know
the
if this is
fact
canon.
that the GameStop there is called Sequel Stop. I thought that was quite funny.
Hello, pathetic store nerd.
Grand Theft Sketch, on the other hand, is not a very clever title.
Nope.
So, last time, right, we were
That's
talking
right.
about what?
We were going to talk about our favorite characters and our favorite episode. Or favorite character and favorite episode.
Teenagers are so dumb.
But first, I love this joke. This joke's great.
Video game store. A video game.
I love that. Anyway, where were we? Oh, yes. So, well, I guess we could just go in the same order as we introduce ourselves. Dylan, what's your favorite character and episode?
My favorite character is Krusty the Clown.
Oh, really? I wouldn't have picked him.
Yes.
Why?
Well, I did, so there. I don't know. I guess I just reckon he's probably like the most real out of all the characters.
That's true.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah. And I don't have a favorite episode because the majority of them are amazing.
Which ones are the ones that you remember the most? Like, when you think of The Simpsons, what episodes are the ones you think of? Which ones immediately come to mind?
The Sideshow Bob episodes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Oh.
Good choice.
Oh, are they turning into Bartman? Is that
It's
what's
Bartman.
Yep.
For me, I couldn't pick just one character or just one episode that really, like, I love. So I narrowed it down to 3 characters and 2 episodes. 3 characters that I chose. Groundskeeper Willie, Moe, and Ned.
Oh, why? You have to give us a why.
Moe is because he's so pathetically sad. Like, he's a very sad individual, and it's hilarious. Groundskeeper Willie, just because he has fantastic one-liners, like any episode he's in.
Yeah.
And Ned
just...
Yeah, and Ned just because I don't know. I really like Ned for some reason. I don't know. But the 2 episodes that I like the best that come to mind are Homer's Barbershop Quartet.
Oh, that's a classic.
Oh, it's so good. And New Kids on the Block.
Which one was that one?
Blech. It's the one where they're like in a boy band.
Oh, yeah.
And it's the...
That was one of the later ones.
Yeah.
I guess
Yeah,
it's one of the middle ones
pretty
now.
late.
I really liked it.
I don't remember that episode very much. I remember the whole backwards singing message about joining the Navy, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I remember it mostly because, like, whenever it came out, like, I was, probably 11 or 12 or something, and NSYNC was really big at the time, and NSYNC was in that episode, so I was like, oh my god, you know. But it's still one of my... Still one of my favorites.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna say my favorite character is Millhouse, or Thrill House.
Don't you mean your favorite meme is Millhouse?
Favorite meme is Millhouse. It's just, I guess he's for the same reason that you like Mo, I guess. He's just so fucking sad. Like,
This is what it's like when jumps.
The Thrill House gets me every time I watch that episode where Bart shoplifts. It's just brilliant. And my favorite line of all time, my mum thinks I'm cool.
My mom thinks I'm cool. Yeah.
Just brilliant. I think my favorite episode would have to be A Fish Called Selma, where she gets engaged to Troy McClure.
Yeah.
That episode is brilliant.
Superpowers could be useful.
It's like the end of the episode when he's like, she's laying in bed and he just comes out of the bathroom and he's like,
There's everything about that episode, from the fucking musical Planet of the Apes. It was just,
yeah.
they want you to play the human. It's the role I was born to play. Fucking Dr. Zayas song. The Amadeus parody. It's just... it's brilliant. This, on the other hand, for a second level, didn't feel very Simpsons-y to me. It very much feels like, hey, this is a platformer. We should platform in it.
Do some platforming.
Yeah.
Remember that one time where they broke into that temple? Yep.
Yep.
Simpsons reference.
When was that?
I was making a sarcastic joke.
They did break into a museum before, though.
Did it? Is that the
Homer
cat-
and Lisa. To go see that little egg thing that turned out to be a music box, and they discovered the secret, and...
Oh.
Yeah.
I don't remember that one. Was that one of the later ones?
I couldn't say.
Remember there was that episode with the cat burglar, and he was trying to break into the museum.
Yeah.
He never came out of it. Well, that's the
There were
other
a
thing.
lot of episodes that involved museums, let's be fair.
Yeah, well, that's what else too. Like, speaking of that Cablo guy, The Simpsons had like an infinite number of like one or like really minor characters who were like super memorable as well. Like recurring ones like Gil, who we were talking about with the between the break. Fucking loved me some Gil action. And the episode about Frank Grimes. Or Grimy.
Yes, that's a very memorable episode.
That was a great episode.
Anyway,
That's the
Also,
shame.
any episode with Artie Ziff in it.
Which one's Artie Ziff?
Artie Ziff is the guy that's like in love with Marge and has been since high school.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I like the
And
old
it's
guy
just-
with the beard, too. He's pretty,
Yeah.
Ah, shit, what's his name? Dylan, what's his name?
Person guy. I got it right.
I like how all of these guards are the same.
Yeah. All I can think of now, as soon as I start thinking of that old guy, is when he gets his beard caught in the pencil sharpener and Abe just keeps winding it down through. He's like, nope. And he just pulls it in further. Oh, I can talk about Simpsons for ages.
Or the episode with Stampy. And you see Grandpa and that old man sitting in the old folks' home.
Where they're playing the elephant song.
Elephant.
I love that song. Oh, so good.
Careful where you step. I lost a
So
contact.
many fond memories. This will be
memories.
different actually, because The Simpsons, when I was a kid watching The Simpsons, it was on, Dylan might back me up on this, maybe it was different here in Victoria, but it was on at 6 p.m. just before the news. So you'd finish watching your Nickelodeon stuff on the ABC, Rugrats would finish and whatever, and then you'd immediately turn to Channel 10, and you'd get yourself an episode of The Simpsons before Neighbours. Actually, it was The Simpsons and Neighbours. It's just after the news. Is that how it was down here in Victoria?
Yeah, I think so. I remember it was on every day. So
Yeah, sometimes
But,
2 or 3 times a
actually
day
I
at
have
different times.
I have a mediocrely interesting Simpsons story.
Sure.
Because I think there was new episodes that aired every Thursday or something like
Yeah,
that.
like 7:30.
And it happened on the same day that I had Scouts. So I had to choose between The Simpsons or doing Scouts. And guess what I chose?
Scouts.
Nope.
Camp Krusty.
You got it. 10 out of 10. We'll play again.
There you go. Simpsons is better than Scouts. You heard it here first, folks. What about you, Jess? Like, when was it on in Canada? Was it?
Oh my god. It was on like every channel, and it was on probably about 10 times a day.
Oh wow. You guys had a lot more
That's
channels
really
than
weird.
we do because you're in North
Yeah.
America.
Well, it's
We
funny
only
because
had
you
4
mentioned
at
like
the time.
channel 10. You're talking about channel 10, and here. Oh, look, it's Sideshow Mall. Here in Cornwall, anyway, on regular cable, which oh my god, regular cable doesn't even exist anymore. Channel 10 was a French channel, and they also played The Simpsons, but instead.
How was The Simpsons in French? Was that pretty cool?
Yeah,
Suck
it
that blur
was.
in my shorts.
It was. But yeah, no, it was good. It was good.
There you go.
I mean, I didn't watch it in French, like because I watched it in English, but I saw the movie in French.
Oh really?
Next time you
Yeah.
think twice about doing your job.
It
Weird.
was good.
That would
How did
be
the
weird.
how did the like do
Well,
the
it's
voice
not in English
actors?
and French.
Yeah. Do the voice actors sound like roughly like sameish, or do they sound totally different?
From memory, they sound pretty the same. Homer is really close.
So I've heard him in
I just
I've
remember
heard him in German,
when,
and he sounds
when
really weird.
YouTube very first became popular, I was trying to find Simpsons episode on YouTube, and the only episodes I could find were in like Spanish.
Yeah, I was gonna say they're always in Spanish.
hell?
All Simpsons clips are always in Spanish.
Mm.
For some reason, the copyright never picked up on Spanish Simpsons. I never understood that. Those are classic.
Which makes me
things.
wonder, like, what did they say when Bart always, like, you know how Bart always says "I caramba"?
Probably says I
What did
remember.
they?
Hardy boys, are you?
The English
something in
translation.
English.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh dear. Oh, we haven't really talked much about this game, but I guess looking at this, it's like, well, Bart's wearing a helmet. I don't know what that's a reference to. I mean, he looks like RoboCop, but I don't remember there being a RoboCop episode of The Simpsons.
No, you're moving too stupid.
Nope.
But what are those 3 bullies' names again?
Jimbo.
Yeah, Jimbo. I always hate that.
And
Is it Ernie
the
or
third one,
Bernie?
it's not
Somewhere?
said in the episodes a lot. I remember seeing his name once. I go, huh, that's his name, and I never remembered it.
Yeah.
I will look it up right
That's how we do things on this show.
All right, here we go.
Google
So
it.
there's Dolph, which is the kid with the hair.
Oh, it's
Okay.
dope.
Kearney. And
I knew it was
Jimbo.
Kearney's the bald guy.
Newsflash, you're a loser.
He looks a lot like Michael Jackson in the Michael Jackson episode.
He does.
It's basically the same but less fat. Basically, they just took Kearney's head and stuck it on Barney's body and called it a day.
Yeah, more or less.
That was a great episode too.
Ooh, that sounds like a Simpsons theory.
Ooh.
Better send that to Fox.
Do you know any Simpsons theories that are like really weird, in-depth things?
No.
Sure.
I know modern Simpsons episodes like have rewritten a lot of the canon stuff from the older ones, which is kind of weird to me. Like they've changed the way Homer and Marge met from the old episodes and weird things like that.
I remember seeing an episode not so long ago that was because the Simpsons has been around so long. It wasn't written as if Marge and Homer met in the 80s. It was written as if they all met in the 90s.
Yeah, I think that might be the one I was thinking of, and I heard it changed the entire everything. I guess that's the problem with a show where they don't age.
Yeah.
But it's not set in a particular time period either.
Yes,
You look
it
at the
is.
'90s episodes, and the new ones look just as '90s as the '90s ones did. But it's not. I don't think it feels very descriptive as far as time goes.
Well, I'm sure the Simpsons is the most inconsistent show ever, so who cares?
Well, it used to be really consistent, and it's kind of changed over the years. But they still put other
Kind of.
canon
They
reference
tried
in
to
there.
keep to it a little bit, but then they'd reference something. I'm like, hey, that's not right. What that happened with that?
Yeah.
3/4 of the earth is
Alright,
covered
yeah,
by water.
yeah.
The water of
It
life.
sounds like Carl Sagan. A little bit.
Oh dear. So, Bart Simpson's voice actor is a Scientologist, and she donates all her Simpsons money to Tom Cruise.
For the Roman god
There's a
Really?
fact. There's a fact for you. Yeah.
I did not know that Nancy Cartwright was a Scientologist.
Yep.
Yeah,
makes
she was in
sense.
that one Flash movie about Scientology.
Scientology.
clouds that cover the
Yeah.
earth.
That was a great cartoon.
You should look it up. It's
That
amazing.
keeps it at
That's really good.
860
I remember that actually. The animation was really nice in it too.
Fahrenheit.
I used to know the whole song word for word, but I forgot.
I haven't watched it in a long time. I'll have to do that after I finish watching this now.
If you weigh 100 pounds on Earth, You were
I gotta say, this game, like, even though it looks very Simpsons and the references and everything's all writing, everything's pretty much spot on in that sense, playing it, like, it just feels like a generic game.
Yeah.
I wish it felt... I almost wish that, like, it was, like a Simpsons point-and-click adventure game makes more sense than a platformer to me. But no one plays point-and-click adventure games, I guess. Don't tell Tim Schafer that, though.
Yeah. But it hadn't, been the time of point-and-click adventures making their big comeback, so nobody would have played it, so...
just like the heart of
Well, I mean... It was weird, because even a platform's a weird choice at this point, because platformers had died out, like, one generation before.
Yeah. Well, you can't exactly make it a Simpsons first-person shooter, so... What are you going to do?
Well, I guess there are always platformers. But they used to be really terrible platformers.
Mm-hmm.
Really, really
They
bad.
sure did.
If you've never played any of the old Simpsons games, like Bart Simpson versus the Space Mutants or Bart Simpson versus the World, because the show used to be all about Bart too. He was more of a lead than Homer was, which was kind of funny. But go back and play those old games, and they're bad.
You'll want to tear your eyes out.
Yeah, they look bad, they sound bad, and they play absolutely woefully. I think like the Bart Simpson versus the Space Mutants, the first level, you're going around collecting like red spray paint cans or something.
Yeah, you need to spray everything purple to red because apparently they need to collect purple things to take over the universe.
Yeah, it's
Makes
just
sense,
really
right?
dumb. It's really dumb. Here comes one of my other favorite characters, Principal Skinner. I love Principal Skinner. Everyone in the show is
Skinner
really
used to
sad.
be a Skinner used to be a badass, but then they turned him into a wuss.
I don't remember. He always came across as a bit of a hard ass, but I don't think he was a badass. He was a tough but fair guy.
Yeah,
Now
but
he's
then
just
they
kinda like,
kind
he's kind of sad.
rewrote his character, made him
did a
live
bit.
with his mother.
There was that episode kind of about that where he wasn't actually Seymour Skinner. He took over someone else's life. It wasn't even
Yeah.
his mum.
Oh yeah, because he was like he's a war vet, isn't he?
Yeah.
Learned a valuable
Yeah.
lesson, Skinner. Confessing to crime.
Chief Wiggum's great too, actually. I love me some Wiggum action. Book 'em, boys. That was my impression of Chief Wiggum. I'm here all week!
Perfect.
I think I'm gonna like having unbelievable.
Yo, Bart did something. I miss Bartman.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Man.
That was part
Good
2 of The
point,
Simpsons. That was that. We didn't even talk about the game barely because no one gives a shit. There's too many other wonderful Simpsons things to talk about. So thank you, Dylan. Thank you, Jess. And join us next week as I'm sure even more Simpsons things happens.
Yay!
Ay caramba.